here's the job for today. This is our current living room, going to become the main bedroom. This is the office you would have seen in the last video. I said the second video was going to be about this, but scratched. Yeah, so this will actually become our ensuite. I'm going to build a new wall here, straight through here. So there'll be like a small robe there. Marcy will get a, what do you call those things where you put your makeup on?
Makeup stand.
A makeup stand, makeup desk with a nice mirror there. And this will be the bedroom. I'm gonna rip that out. That will be the door. So today I'm gonna fill in this wall. I'm gonna pull this out and put a door in. I'm gonna frame up this wall that I just mentioned. Put a cavity slider in here. And see how far we get with everything else. Yeah, how good's my ceiling patching? When we moved in, that was actually really sagging. I pulled the curtains down last night, but when we went to measure them up, we noticed that there was like 20 mil difference from this part of the floor to over there. And then I stood back and I noticed a massive, big speed hump here. So the ceiling was really sagging. There's still quite a few bumps, but you can't see it that much. So yeah, I've had a patch, had to go at patching it, see how it turns out. I've got to sand it up. I might give it another coat. If it's no good, I'll get a plaster to hit it. Yeah, we decided not to make the second video the continuation of the office because it just didn't make sense to spend the money we were going to spend on paint and finishing it properly, putting shelving in, when, you know, we can use it as it is. It's going to become a bathroom. So realistically, that sheet I put on there, I probably got to rip it off and put billboard on there anyhow. But that'll be later. So we'll go to Bunnings, get some materials, and we'll get into it.
Bye bye, Marty.
Bye bye. All right, we're back. Man, I love shopping at Bunnings, but sometimes I just spend way too much time looking at stuff I don't need. Let's have a crack. Just waiting for the Sparky to come. I was about to have a crack at something I probably shouldn't be doing. Off the advice of ChatGPT, disconnecting this light. So he actually just called me. I rang him the other day, seeing if he can come and have a look at the job, give us a plan of what he thinks, how to stage it. So he rang me and said, is now a good time to come have a look? And I said, perfect, mate. Alright, managed to make a bit of mess today. That's where we're at for the day. So the Sparky obviously came and disconnected that power I was talking about. I got that niche out. The ceiling's officially open for all the dust to come in. How good. So this is where the door will be for the bedroom. I actually have to remove this one stud here. It's not quite wide enough at the moment. So before I do that, I'm gonna go and put an extra stud in here just so that top plate doesn't sag. The battens are obviously on that. I'll do that tomorrow, I think. For now, I've got to get this cleaned up. Are you gonna help?
Yes.
just getting rid of these curved corners, and I was thinking how funny it is that at some point in time, curves and cornices with the bee's knees, but now it's all square set and square everything. I was going to say to you as well, if at any point I say something that's factually wrong or just not right, just let me know in the comments. I'll only lose 3 nights sleep or find yous and bash yous. So I said yesterday how I was going to put an extra stud in here because I needed to remove this existing one to make the door wide enough. What I just realised on this side is that I'm actually going to have to add another stud onto the face of that. And the reason that is because sometimes you see they haven't left enough thickness there for the full architrave to be installed against the wall. I'll show you an example of that in our existing bedroom. And then that means I need to leave enough space here for the door to then come over. I've got to keep in mind that our wardrobe's going to be here, and I know I need 2,500 for the wardrobe. So I need to make sure that I'm then going to have enough for the thickness of a nib wall here for the wardrobe to butt into, and then enough space for the full architrave as well to go around the door on this side. Here's an example of what I'm trying to avoid. You can see that the full architrave hasn't been able to be installed because the door's too close to the wall, and then they've put an awkward quad mold there to fill it. See that new stud I put in is perfectly plumb and straight. It's got a big belly in the middle. All right, quick update. I've got that wall filled in. I've got the door framed out. I removed that one stud that was in there. I actually doubled it up with a hardwood stud that I took out, and then another pine stud back to back. I've just put noggins on edge so that I can plaster sheet it, and the Sparky can still rough in if he needs to. Get cables down the wall. Over here I've demoed the corners, the round corners, they're gone. So I'll attack this tomorrow.
Whoa, what the heck? What are you doing, Dad?
What do you think? Huh?
Good.
Good.
What the heck? Is that the floor?
Yeah, there's a hole in the floor.
Is that the room?
Yeah, there's a hole in the ceiling.
Dad, can I go in there for a second?
Yeah, come have a look.
Is that a kangaroo?
Huh?
Is that a kangaroo?
Is it a kangaroo?
Yeah.
Yeah, Aussie made.
Oh. Can I have some snacks?
Yeah, okay.
I'm hungry.
Jump over that hole. Anyhow, that's a wrap for the day. Get this place tidied up. The goal for tomorrow is to get this cavity slider in and this wall build here. Tidy this section up where I've removed the curves. And we'll go from there. quick progress update. Got most of this dog in. Need to get that trimmer in above the cavity slider. Starting to rain. Putrid. I might pump a quick coffee first. I feel like a cake or something, eh? Getting you home, you dog. Alright, trimmer's in. Time to make that getting its home in that hole. Yeah, door's in. Yeah! So the cavity slider's in. I'm just gonna look now at extending this out. Probably this side as well. Yeah, so you can see how square that is. Same issue on this side. So I'm gonna rip this plaster off and see what it's looking like. Alright, I gotta be honest, this is the third Bunnings run for this episode. Luckily today I've got my helper. Alright, quick update of where I got to yesterday, last night. I got the ensuite wall framed out and the cavity slider in. I've extended out this opening a little bit. Removed this plaster. I started putting the entry door frame in. What I've realised this morning, that existing timber above the frame that I put in here is like 10 mil out further than our frame. So I need to actually cut back that plaster, plane down that timber. There's a fair bit more prep work in this before I get it sheeted up. I'm gonna remove this plaster, remove this curve hopefully. I think what I want to achieve for this episode is get this sheeted up, and then we'll finish that up for this episode and we'll go on in the next. Let's get into it. Bunnies 3 times for this episode. Lucky no one's paid me hourly rate, eh? And yeah, I'm making progress in here. Hallway's closed up on both sides. Starting to close that up. I've got to get a move on over the weekend because I've got 2 plasterers coming Monday morning. So if I don't get it all done tomorrow, it'll be a Sunday session. Sweet. Alright, that's where we're at for today. I got a lot of it sheeted. It's taken a little bit longer than I thought, just with the old framing not being plumb, straight, square, whatever you have. But we'll take it and we'll have a better crack on the next one.
What is you?
Huh? What's going on? What's your feet? What do you think about this?
Oh,
Huh?
I made this mess.
Why did I make this mess?
Yeah.
I'm gonna make us a beautiful house. You gonna help me?
It's too hard to.
It's too hard?
Yeah.
I can teach you. Say see ya.
See you, baby.
Bye.
Bye bye.